Hey everyone, welcome to the Flopbuster Movie Show live. We're trying something new. I'm going to intro the video. We're going to talk about all the things that we're going to run down in today's show. We're talking Beverly Hills Cop, box office breakdown, Brendan Gleeson in Joker 2. That's crazy. It's an all-new episode of the Flopbuster Movie Show. So get ready, kick back, relax, stare into Gabe's eyes. He loves that. And enjoy this episode as we go live and break down the world of movie news. All right, guys, here's that intro. All right, what do we think? What do we think of that intro? We want our fans to stare into Gabriel's eyes. What you think, Gabe?
I like it.
Good. Hopefully somebody will. And then you'll get more subscribers to your OnlyFans, because that's one way you can support the show. So show some support and buy some of Gabe's used underwear. All right, and that helps us out a lot. How's everybody doing today? Good. Gabe, how are you? He's already doing the intense stares. He's waiting. He's waiting for somebody to catch on to it.
Good. It's been a good week.
Awesome. We got a lot to cover. A lot happened this week. A couple of things last minute within the last 2 days, I would say. But there was stuff that we hinted at the Tuesday show that we wanted to talk about as well. But without further ado, let's start it off like we always do. Victoria, I'm going to shoot it over to you for the box office breakdown.
Box office? Wasn't very big last week, I feel like. But we had The Invitation and number one, 6.8 million. Bullet Train, 5.6 million. Beast, 4.9 million. Top Gun Maverick, as always, 4.7 million. And then the Dragon Ball Superhero at 4.7 million as well.
All right. I'm not too shocked by anything that happened this weekend. The numbers have been bad. It's late August.
From Dragon Ball.
They dropped. Dragon Ball was front-loaded. I knew it was going to be front-loaded. Usually movies like that always are. The people that were going to see it saw it first weekend. And then anybody that saw it this weekend were fans that couldn't see it last weekend. So, there wasn't too much wiggle room there. The fans showed up last weekend. It made its money back, I assume. They must have made a killing here and overseas. And then it made a little bit back. Top Gun shot up again. I mean, it's not much because everybody made barely $4 million. But I don't know, Gabe, what sticks out to you here in this slow box office weekend?
Just how slow it is. I mean, nothing really, like you said, surprising. I mean, I thought The Invitation would be number one just because it was a newer movie.
Yeah.
And I think people like me are clamoring for good vampire stories. We want a good vampire story. They just haven't given us one. But nothing too surprising. And I think the box office will probably stay the same. And I'll bet you lunch that Top Gun would be number one after this weekend again, because it's going to be $3 on Saturday.
That's one way they're going to get people in theaters. The $3 cinema day.
Yeah.
I think Top Gun's going to clean up. I think it's going to number one. Bullet Train has been sticking around. Bullet Train, for the past few weeks, some people have said it's underperformed a little bit, but it's racking in 5 million, 6 million, 5 million. It's sticking around and it's staying there. There's nothing else to see. Might as well see Brad Pitt do some, Jackie Chan style action.
I may rewatch that one on $3 Saturday. I love me some Bullet Train. It's my number one movie of the year so far.
It is the number one movie of the year for you. And we got Spider-Man, the re-release coming. I think that's going to bring in some money. More than people are expecting because they're advertising. $3? It's probably they're advertising these
everything. So from what I've seen, all movie theaters is $3 for IMAX, Dolby, any screening, any showing. It's $3 for cinema day.
Hey, it's cool. We got the Jaws re-release out this weekend. There's a couple things to see.
That's also $3.
There's some bad things to see as well.
I just realized.
So we do. We have the Jaws re-release, but yeah, kind of a quiet weekend at the box office. But in the movie news, it wasn't quiet. We had some really cool things announced and a lot to talk about. Especially today. First topic of the day, Victoria, what do we got?
The Beverly Hills Cop sequel added Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Taylor Page. They're not in the photo, just Eddie Murphy. But it's going to be called Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. It's underway. Mark Malloy directing. And he's going to produce it as well. Eddie Murphy. Oh my God, his name slipped my mind. With Jerry Bruckheimer
Charlie Murphy.
and Chad Oman. Stop. Will Beal penned the script.
I've heard about this movie
Sorry,
for
Eddie Murphy.
so long. I love Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. They're movies that I've rewatched over and over and over because my grandmother loved
Sure
these
did.
movies and she loved Eddie Murphy. I've been waiting for this. It's gone through so many different directors. I thought this movie was never going to happen. We got the news. Me and you talked about it, Gabe, how suddenly there's news of this casting, which is cool. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Give me more of him. He took a little bit of a break. Now he's back, and he signed on to everything lately. But I'm quite shocked there's already set photos. Me and you talked about this. Is the movie going to be good? It's been production trouble for quite some time now, and then boom, they're shooting it. It's already being shot. So what do you think, Gabe? What comes to mind when you see this, you see Netflix, all that stuff?
I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell our fans exactly how I told you in the chat. I have reservations. I think it'll be good, but I have reservations because it is a Netflix original. Because of that, I hold reservation. When's the last time Netflix has made a good quality movie that people get excited for Netflix movies, but then you see
this
them
caliber, when they
this
put like an
caliber.
auteur in there, of course that auteur is going to make their movie. But I get what you mean. When it's this big action comedy, they all look the same, they all sound the same, they all feel the same, they're recyclable, and then you never see them again.
Yeah, like Bright. Have you seen Bright after it first came out?
No, I saw it because it was hyped, the most expensive Netflix movie ever, and then nobody said anything about it right after that.
I like
Right.
The Devil All the Time.
The Devil All the Time was one that was auteur driven.
They didn't promote it.
Yeah, they didn't promote it. I think
Right.
they acquired this from Paramount. Paramount, I think, was just done with we're not making it. No, we're having so much trouble making this movie. Just give it to Netflix. And Netflix decided, okay, we'll get this going. Clearly, they were inspired by Top Gun Maverick with the title. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley.
Top Gun, Axel
I
Foley.
am excited just for Eddie Murphy. I want it to be rated R. If it's not rated R, I'm not interested. Beverly Hills Cop, they tried to do PG-13. It just doesn't work that way. It needs to be rated R. And I know that's something that they talked about with the TV show. That never happened. They shot the pilot.
Right.
So I'm with you. I'm holding reservation, but I'm also praying that Eddie Murphy gives us one last time with this character, and it's just A+, and it's as good, if maybe almost as good as Top Gun was for Top Gun fans. That's all I can hope for.
That's all you can hope for. I mean, I just want Eddie Murphy to be on top of his game. I don't want, 1,000-word Eddie Murphy or Pluto Nash Eddie Murphy. Give me classic 90s Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I agree. I see we got Blake in the chat. How's it going, Blake? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy that they're just shooting it already. But I'm going to hold my judgment to at least see a trailer. I'm happy he's got the jacket on. It looks like Axel Foley. He's going to be in some hijinks, putting
You
some
don't like the
bananas
third
in
one?
engines. I don't like the third one.
You don't like when he's at the amusement park?
I do like those elements of it. I just don't think it's as good. I think the first and second one are so quick-witted and funny. And I think the second one gets a lot of hate too, but I think the second one's almost as good as the first one.
I really like the third one.
You would like the third one.
It's a musical.
This is your hot take.
No, it's not. No, it's not my hot take. I just like the third one.
But yes, we have first photos. Top Gun, or not Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. It's the name.
Top Gun Axel Foley.
Top Gun Axel Foley. That's a crossover.
Beverly Hills Cop Maverick.
All right, what's next?
Brendan Gleeson joins the cast of Joker 2. Production's expected to start in December, so I guess we'll probably get even more people soon.
We're getting a lot of people that are signing on to this. Gabe, you have been pretty vocal that you're not really looking forward to this one.
No.
But he's a great actor. Brendan Gleeson is a great character actor. What do you think of this casting within itself?
We'll see. We gotta take. I'm holding reservations on a lot of DC, HBO Max, Discovery stuff, especially for this one. I'm just gonna wait and see how it goes. I mean, is he known for his voice skills? I mean, is he a great singer? Are they gonna auto tune him?
He's a great actor. I think he's from Ireland, right? Yeah, I think he's yeah. And he's got a.
I hope he's from Ireland with a last name of Gleeson.
But no, he's been in a bunch of great things. That show, Mr. Mercedes, was really good.
Right.
But I listen, Todd Phillips, he's been able to get A+ talent. Now the movie, he's just got to back that up. The problem with that first movie was he started talking shit about how great it was and how he was going to break the mold and do this and do that. And it was a solid film. It's got its haters, but just put out the movie, let it speak for itself. He says it's going to be a musical. Hopefully it's something unique and different and not derivative of other movies that we've seen already just with a fresh coat of paint. So, yeah, this casting news is cool, but I'm with you. I'm kind of reserving my judgment on this one until I see actual footage and a trailer and what they're going for, because it's got to be wildly different.
It has to be. I mean, it has to be. But, Todd Phillips is that way. He's a very boastful director. I mean, how boastful was he after, like, the Hangover movies? You said each one was better than the last. And, I mean, the third one wasn't even that good. Hello?
Victoria? Are we back?
I don't know. You're completely frozen on my end over here.
Can you see me at all? Or hear me?
I can now hear you.
Okay. It's our Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on with it. It's kind of coming back into frame a little bit.
You're frozen on my end.
Both of you guys are frozen on my end.
It's the I'm telling you, we've been having issues with it, and we even upgraded the box. I'm not even sure what's going on.
You can see it next to the live.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is unstable. Holy crap! All right, well,
Gabe my nose.
Yeah, Gabe might have to over. Or she's frozen. Let's see what happens. All right, I can just tell you what the next topic.
You can hear probably.
I don't think Gabe can hear us. He's just completely.
I'm hearing every other word.
Jesus Christ! All right. I don't know.
Interesting. So, anyways, guys. So the other day I got some chicken sandwiches. They were pretty good.
Can you see us at all?
You guys are frozen. You're like in 8-bit. Like I'm watching like some 80s show on a old ass TV. I can't hear you anymore. So, anyways, I guess I'm carrying on the show here.
Jeez, see if I can text this guy.
For a second.
I can't. Let me see if I can pull it out and pull this back in.
I don't think it's going to make a difference.
Can you see us? Is it change or?
You found about it.
I have no idea what is going on right now. Jesus Christ. This is the first time that this has happened.
Well, Victoria's not frozen anymore. You're still in 8-bit.
Okay, the Wi-Fi's back. The Wi-Fi's coming back.
Sorry.
That was awkward. Can you see us at all good?
Yeah, I can see you guys.
Okay, everything's back. I was like, I'm gonna text you. I'm like, should I tell him what to do? I told you, man. The Wi-Fi has been so bad the past 2 days, and we've never had issues with it before. And it's got to be something. It's Arizona. Arizona sucks with this stuff. Can't get phone signal. So you can't do nothing. Just straight up desert. So let's just carry on. We'll move on to the next topic because that sucked. Yeah. Here.
You guys left off the Gleason.
Oh yeah, we mentioned this guy. Yeah. Good for him. He's in Joker too. He's a great character actor. But I'm with you, Gabe. I'm reserving my judgment until the movie comes out, till I see some footage, and then I'll see from there. But let's move on to the next topic at hand. Victoria, what is that?
Penn Badgley, possibly as Reed Richards and the new Fantastic Four. I think he's a good choice. He is a good choice. They got a short list. He's apparently one of the names being thrown around, and the internet likes this guy too. He's always been great in everything he's been in. He's one of those guys where you see him and you go, man, why doesn't he do bigger roles? Why hasn't anybody given him something more to chew on? He's got You, which is really good, and people love him in that. And he's also, you can't forget about the Gossip Girl, all right? The Gossip Girl and The Stepfather. Right, and John Tucker Must Die and Easy A. So he's kind of a heartthrob a little bit. Right. And also a little bit of a creep, which is perfect for Reed Richards. But that's perfect. That's what Reed Richards is. He's a heartthrob. He's a creep. He's a creep because he thinks he's, the smartest man in the world. He happens to be the smartest man in the world. But Gabe thinks he's a creep because we watched the 90s Fantastic Four and Reed Richards groomed Sue Storm in that movie. He did. Gabe has a grudge against Reed Richards now. I do.
What do you think of this casting, man?
If it's true, I think Penn is a great addition. I know the internet wants John Krasinski or whatever the hell you say his last name, but I think that if you're gonna do multiple movies, like a 9-10 picture deal, like some of these Marvel characters have in the past, like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, you don't need a 40 or 50-year-old. And I know they all were in like I know RDJ was in his 40s or whatever by that point, but you want to get guy in his 30s, like Penn. You don't want you're gonna do 10 years, 15 years worth of work. By the time you're done playing the character, you're gonna be like 60 or 65, what have you. So if you get Penn, who's relatively still young, you could do a 10 picture deal with him, and he could be in the MCU for phase 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, you make a great point, and I know folks wanted Krasinski. I'm doubting he did not want to do that. He's got aspirations of directing, doing other things, and I think he's taken a back seat from acting. I know he likes it, but he's definitely a director. He wants to direct. That's what he's been doing. And with Marvel, you have to sign like a 5-6 picture deal. So you got to get somebody that's game to be like, oh yeah, I'll totally do this. I'll stick around and I'll do Avengers and this and pop up in here and there. And if he's willing to do it, I think he's a great choice. He's got the look down. He's charismatic. I really like this. I'm interested to see what the other short list of actors are on there up for this role. Right. And then what's crazy is you have to like quadruple that because you think about who else is being cast in the other 3 roles. And we don't know. It could be anybody. Like you could switch up any lineup. Nobody knows who really is cast in this movie besides Marvel and Disney.
Right. I hope they bring Jessica Alba back for Sue Storm.
I've heard this before. I think you're not alone on that. Some people really want her back. It's crazy stuff. But it could be her and was she with A-Rod or Jeter?
Jeter.
It would be her and Jeter. Jeter could be the thing. All right. So that's a big thumbs up. I mean, Reed Richards, right? Penn Badgley.
Yes.
I think it's good. Good choice.
Are they announcing for sure?
This is from an insider that heard this through the pipeline, so I'm not sure if this is. We're gonna hear that short list in the coming days.
Yeah, shortly.
Oh, okay.
I would say this weekend we'll hear that short. D23 is actually this weekend, so we're gonna hear that. We're gonna hear what it is. I guarantee they're gonna bring the director on stage with all 4 members. I've heard Jason Segel for the thing. We've talked about that on the show. I've heard Seth Rogen. That's another name that's being thrown around for the thing.
Jason Segel is okay. So real quick, Jason Segel is an underdog for that role, and I wouldn't mind Jason Segel as the thing. I think he'd be perfect. He's tall enough. He's like 6'6", 6'5".
So he's tall. Yeah,
he's tall. He's coming off the Lakers TV show with HBO Winning Time, so he's definitely got some heat behind him with that. So Jason Segel will be great. Seth Rogen, as much as I like him and I like his voice, I don't know. When he laughs, I don't know if I could have like a serious thing with the Seth Rogen laugh,
You know what? He's been great in the dramatic roles he's been given. And I do like Seth Rogen. And I don't, again, that's a name we're hearing, and I think it could be anybody's guess because Ben Grimm is Jewish, and I think people are going, okay, who's Jewish actors that can pull this off? And certainly Seth Rogen would be on there. Adam Sandler would have been a great choice maybe 15 years ago. 10 or 15 years ago. Sure. I would have agreed. I honestly would have been fine with Adam Sandler. John from the MCU Beyond Infinity podcast, that's his choice. Whenever he's like a nut when it comes to Fantastic Four. He knows everything. And I asked him, I said, who would you have picked for the thing? And he said, 10 years ago, I would have said Adam Sandler. Yeah. And Adam Sandler's a name that's been thrown around Marvel all the time. He was up for Rocket Raccoon at one point. So he's always been in like the conversation, but
I would scream.
I think that, hey, if you could bring Adam in any kind of role, that would be great. I'm with you. I think Jason Segel would be awesome. I think he's got a heart of gold. If you see him in stuff like the 5-Year Engagement and Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I think he would be a great choice for this. I think he would be a really solid choice. I don't know who they could get for Human Torch. I've heard so many names being thrown around, especially Sue Storm, who can play Sue Storm. There's a name being thrown around that Gabe doesn't like. I'm not going to let him have his hot take. I'm not going to let him do it because his reasoning for disliking this actress is ridiculous. Hey, Chris, how's it going? I saw Chris Snyder's in here.
It's not ridiculous. It's an actual thing. I think it was in This Is the End. The dude, what's his face? The dude that plays the dude that's writing freaking the Halloween movies.
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride. He even said it. It was in the movie, and I was like, you know what? He's got a point. It's true. So yeah, it's not. I'm not the only one thinking it. A lot of people actually think it.
All right, fair enough. It's Amanda Seyfried. Gabe does not like her.
Because she has watery eyes. She looks like she's always crying.
I think she would be.
It's her and Ellen Pompey from Grey's Anatomy. They all have watery eyes. It always looks like they're crying. Doesn't matter. They're laughing.
Come on, man.
It's serious. They're all of a sudden they have watery eyes. It looks like they're crying. I don't like that.
Fair enough. All right. So Penn Badgley, Fantastic Four might happen. Who knows?
Hope so.
All right. Here's a bit of interesting news. Victoria, what are we looking at here?
Ben Kingsley is reprising his role in Wonder Man. It was originally in Shang-Chi, Iron Man 3. You called it a blink and you'll miss it cameo in Guardians 3. So, oh my God, Guardians 2. It was first announced to be back in the works in June. It's possible it could be a satire of Hollywood. I don't know too much about this one, honestly.
Yeah, so Wonder Man is this is a really cool project. I know people have been asking about this for a while. For those of you that don't know, Nathan Fillion was pretty much cast in this role as like a throwaway Easter egg in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 when there was supposed to be an extended sequence with the grandpa character, Peter Quill's grandpa. And then when you have that sequence of The Chain by Fleetwood Mac, they pass a movie theater, and on the poster, it's Wonder Man, and it's the actor Nathan Fillion. So I've heard that name still being thrown around. John Campea on the show the other day said he heard that name being thrown around for Wonder Man. I think this can be good. It's going to be a comedy. I know for a fact it's going to be a comedy. That character is pretty humorous, and I think it could be really interesting, especially you're bringing Trevor Slattery back, a controversial character in the MCU.
The Mandarin.
Which a lot of people hated when it came out. But I think Ben Kingsley, does great with that role. He was funny in Shang-Chi. I think, bringing him in here makes sense because he's an actor.
He's great in Prince of Persia.
I forgot about that movie. Jesus Christ. I don't know anybody that remembers that movie.
How could you forget Prince of Persia?
That was your number one movie of 2010, wasn't it?
It was. It's like Gyllenhaal.
What do you think of this? What do you think of this project? What do you think of Ben Kingsley still kicking around in the MCU?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's good. Ben Kingsley's a great actor, so anytime he shows up on anything, I mean, he's such a delightful person to watch, on a movie screen or TV show. But I don't know much about Wonder Man, so I'm not going to sit here and preach about Wonder Man. It's just interesting to see Ben Kingsley in it, come back to the role. So hopefully he brings that same laughter that he did in Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Whatever. Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi, whatever.
Shang-Chi. Chris, who, Tony, who's asking for this? You know what? This character is a lot popular. Like, I didn't really read much Wonder Man, but I know a lot of people that really like this character. And I don't know. I think Marvel is trying to do different things with the TV shows. They're doing, they did the holiday thing with Hawkeye. They're doing Ally McBeal with superpowers with She-Hulk on TV right now. They're trying everything. They did a teen drama with Miss Marvel, a satire of Hollywood. You have this full of himself Hollywood actor, and I could totally picture Nathan Fillion in the role. That would be cool. And I don't know if they're going to go with that casting, but again, Easter egg could happen. But I can't say I'm too excited, but I'm interested, and I like Ben Kingsley. So
here's the thing: is what people don't realize, right? Is and what I'm loving is that Marvel is not afraid to take risk. I think Marvel has grown to be so big that at this point they could be risk takers. That's what DC has its problem is, and we talked about this within our own little chats is that DC has already come out and said that their pillar points are Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. So we're about to get a whole another set of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman movies, and come on, DC needs to let's back away from them.
Shit, man, I wouldn't even say Superman. He wasn't even on when they talked about that brand meeting where it's just like HBO Max is for men. discoveries for women.
I love that tweet. Have you seen the one that
Superman
was
wasn't even on there.
Discovery, they like have minivans, they're married, they're suburban.
Right. And it's just that people who watch HBO Max are single and alone.
They get no bitches.
They get no
Here's the
bitches.
tweet.
That's what David Zatlov thinks of you.
But I'm just saying, like, DC though is just they're just stuck. We've had this discussion. I know because you're a Batman homer, and I sort of make fun of you a lot on the channel because you're a Batman homer. And listen, I love Batman. I love me some Batman. I'll see all and every Batman movie that comes along, right? So I'm with you on that. But DC needs just to let Batman go. They have a plethora of other characters they could do. More than Marvel does.
I agree to an extent. There's a lot they can do. The Human Target is one that I've been saying for a long time they can do. The Human Target is a great, fantastic character. You could do like a film noir tone with a bunch of DC villains and heroes popping in and out. You could do that as a TV show, as a movie.
Give me Kite Man.
You could do anything in the DC universe. And the Green Lantern Corps is still a TV show they're working on. I agree with you to an extent about Batman. I do love Batman, but I don't love Ben Affleck as Batman. I've been pretty vocal about that. I don't like any of those movies, and I know they have their fans. I did like the Snyder Cut. I was with you. Actually, I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Right.
But I'm not a big fan of that take on the character, and I could agree with you in that. You have Michael Keaton going on, you have him going on, and I think lose all that. Just
Pattinson going on.
Just stick to Pattinson because that's the only one that's working. That's the only one that has been working. So let Matt Reeves do his thing. Find a guy that gets Superman. Let him do his thing. Patty Jenkins has Wonder Woman. Whether you like Wonder Woman 2 or not, she kind of got dealt a bad deal. They released it during the pandemic, whatever. But find some people that really get it and want to do these characters. The thing is, The Flash, you talk about the trying new things. I've heard The Flash is great. The testing numbers were as good as the Dark Knight trilogy. And from people in the know that have seen the movie have all said that it sucks that Ezra acted the way he did because the movie is good. And Andy Muschietti put his heart and soul into making sure the movie was great. The actress that played Supergirl did great. So that's a project that could lead the way to more things. And who knows if Shazam 2 makes more money than the first one, because Shazam does something unique and different. It's big with superpowers and it's leaned towards kids more.
Right.
I mean, you got James Wan doing Aquaman, and he does that first Aquaman movie's crazy. There's an octopus playing the drums. Like that movie's nuts. That's something Marvel I don't think is gonna do it anymore. Like Aquaman is a wacky, over the top movie. And I think if DC can lean into that, they could do anything. They can do a dark crime drama with Joker, and now they're going to do a musical with Joker. They can do crime noir with The Human Target. They could do space opera with Green Lantern. So I get what you're saying, and they have a lot of characters to play with.
Yeah, but they just focus on Batman. That's cool.
Hey, it's in the brand. The single, lonely men love Batman. Case closed.
They did another study.
They did the study somehow. All right. Enough of the DC talk, but Wonder Man, it's happening.
One.
All right, here's a big one. And Victoria, you are the one that pointed this to both me and Gabe. I had no idea this thing was on the internet.
It took me an hour to see it, first of all. So if you don't understand what's going on, this is the New Line Cinema official Instagram account. Obviously, they've doctored a screenshot to make it look like Jason Voorhees has messaged them. And if you watched the show last week or saw the article, they were talking about, they like randomly slid in that a new Friday the 13th was coming out next year or something like that. So this is exactly what that is, I think.
Gabe, I'll shoot to you first. What do you think of this? This is all very cryptic. We got a cryptic thing last week with Sean Cunningham. Sean Cunningham's cameo had a cryptic little message in his bio saying, producer of Friday the 13th coming next year. And now we have this cryptic message from New Line Cinema. Either they're messing with us and it's an NFT.
Stop.
Or this is a movie.
It's a movie.
What do you think? What do you think is going on? What do you take from this?
I think what I take from this is that we're getting a movie from my second favorite slasher of all time.
Finally.
I think that Cunningham and the other dude got, they got an agreement in place because they used the name Jason Voorhees, right? And so, and Cunningham and his cameo thing said Friday the 13th. So,
exactly.
Right,
that's what I
he could only use, I forget which one he could use, But
One or
if
the
he's
other.
if he's using Friday the 13th, and then New Line Cinema came out with Jason Voorhees for their subline text there, then yeah, there's an agreement. We're getting a new Jason finally, and that is exciting.
I
Hopefully,
know, though.
like
It's the
Victoria said, hopefully we get a Jason in the Hood because that would be awesome.
day. It's the only place he can go.
Jesus Christ! I don't know if I can handle another Hood movie after
Jason and the Hood.
Leprechaun and Hood. That's actually it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all.
What do you
Okay,
think?
so I'm excited, like you guys. I think I have to see what exactly this is, what this tweet means, what the hell Cunningham was talking about in his cameo. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. We don't even from what we know, the drama in the courts is still happening.
No, it's done.
No, it's still going on.
Maybe that's what they're just
one of
saying.
the lawyers said that they haven't even come to an agreement.
Maybe
Like
secretly.
they've only just scratched the surface. So, Gabe, I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say I'm with you. And something happened behind the scenes, and they came to a deal because
I
these
think so.
things move quicker than we find out about them. It's like casting news. The studio knows about it before. It's timed. All these things are timed. This is a timed tweet, a timed Instagram post that New Line put out there. They knew what they were doing, and either it's an NFT, or it's a movie, and it's probably a movie.
It's going to be a movie, and I think somebody mentioned in the comments last week that they have a golden opportunity for an October 13th, which is Friday the 13th
Yep.
next year, and you're talking about almost about what 13 months from now,
True.
Yeah,
right?
there's tons of time.
So there's tons of time to announce somewhat, softly announce a movie, gauge interest. All of a sudden, within the next couple months, things should ramp up, and then we get a Friday the 13th movie released on October Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
you know how much money that shit would make?
Time. It would make a ton of money because the Friday the 13th formula is simple, and even the reboot. When I saw it, it was packed. It was packed, and I think this movie can make a killing opening weekend, no matter where they put it. And guess what? I've seen some people go, "There's not enough time. They're not going to have it out next year." Oh, there's enough time.
There's enough time. It's a slasher movie.
In a month.
Horror movies shoot between 30 to 45 days. That's usually the window that they get. These Scream movies shoot within a year. Halloween shoots within a year. They're going to totally.
And especially if, most Jason movies, right, are you guys are frozen again, so I'll just keep on going.
Oh, shit.
Most Jason movies are used with practical effects. So they don't need a lot of CGI to begin with. So, you just shoot this
movie. Are we back? Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Are we
somewhat?
Somewhat?
Yeah.
Is it safe to talk?
I think it's safe to talk.
Okay. No, I'm with you. I think this movie has a long window. I think there's more than enough time. If they want it out, it's a golden opportunity to put it out next Halloween. They know, man, there's so many directors that have been lining up with great ideas to make this movie for about 10, 12 years now. They can make it. Alexander Aja, David Bruckner, all these guys wanted to make this movie. There's a golden opportunity here to get somebody big who wants to make this movie and shoot it with a bunch of their friends out in the woods, Hollywood act, whoever it is, up and coming people, and they're going to make it happen.
Not in the woods, in the hood.
Yeah. In the woods.
In the hood.
The sequel can go in the hood. We could put that one in the hood.
Well, you know what's exciting is since if it's New Line is going to do it, who's got to come right next after this, right? You know who's coming.
Freddie.
I don't know if he's coming back, man. You know what? There's so many people that want to work on that. I've seen so many. Elijah Wood, his company has talked about it. So many people have talked about it. Mike Flanagan. Like everybody said, I would do Freddie. You would think some producer out there would go, man, these guys want to do this movie. We can make a killing off of this. It's laid dormant. I don't know if it's ever coming back. I think back. With the legal battle, and the reason why I say this is because even with the legal battle of Friday the 13th, there's always been whispers of it coming back. There's always been hope that it's coming back. Meanwhile, nobody said shit about Freddy Krueger. Nobody said anything besides the Goldbergs. He had a cameo on there with Robert Englund. That's
remember, all rights to it, New Line doesn't own it anymore. It's Wes Craven's estate.
Craven estate, and that's
so last news I heard about that was that they were taking their time and seeing what they were going to do and write a script. But I feel like they've seen all these people come back. Michael Myers, maybe Jason. It's like, okay, people like me are clamoring. And yes, we're a vocal majority, but I know there's a lot of people that don't want to see them come back.
Dude, there's a lot of people that want to see it come back. I guarantee you, again, the reboot made money. It was a bad reboot. but it made money.
Right.
And like again,
But-
the theater was packed. Like people want this.
Listen, I'm just glad Jason's coming back though. Just to
I
go
can't
back on
believe it.
that. Yes, excited for him.
I kind of hope this means the game will be updated.
There we go.
The
Yes,
game was good.
The game is awesome.
I never played the game.
Updated.
Oh, it's so fun. During quarantine,
Oh.
it's like all we did for a long time.
We got to get Gabe on that game. We
That's
really
so
do.
fun. Only that sucks. I think it's not cross-platform, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll play an Xbox. We got an Xbox. He's got an Xbox. We'll make it happen.
Yay, Jason.
It looks like everybody's pretty excited for that. I think it'll.
I think so.
It'll happen. We'll see. I think I've seen some people say that like, do we want to keep rebooting these things?
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, horror fans don't
That's
speak
the
for the
answer,
general
yes.
audience. If I go up to my cousin and I go, "There's a new Halloween coming out." Oh my god, can we go see it? She doesn't give a shit about discourse or people, the things they say
Timelines.
online or whatever it is. She doesn't give a shit if people are excited for that. And if I tell my parents right now there's a new Friday the 13th, they're gonna go out and see it. That's it. Your sister, like people that are just casually excited for these things. That's the general audience. They're
Right.
gonna go see this movie.
My sister is not a horror movie fan by any stretch of the imagination. She doesn't watch any of these, but Michael Myers. I was like, oh, there's a new Halloween Nights. Oh, we gotta go to the movie theaters. We gotta go see it. Like, you bring up Michael Myers to her, she is an instant fan of it. You bring up any other horror movie, she's like, I ain't watching it. It's just
Yeah, and
Michael Myers for her.
The slashers had that effect. It's the nostalgia of people growing up in the 80s and 90s, the VHS era. So,
Yes.
man, I guess we'll keep you guys updated. I think we're going to get something, I would say, between tomorrow and next week.
I think you're going to be right in terms of when they announce it, because we were talking about it earlier. They'll probably announce a director right off the rip.
Yeah, I would say that they have somebody lined up already. This thing is moving. Again, there's so many people that had pitches lined up to make this. There's scripts laying down dormant at Paramount and at New Line with people that wanted to make this. So
Right.
we could definitely see some news on this soon. Victoria, what are we looking at?
Pearl, which is already coming up. I can't believe both these movies came out within the same year so fast. Obviously, they filmed them back to back, I think. But this is a screenshot. There's a few new ones that came out. This is just the one we liked best. Looks like she has a little dance number with the Scarecrow, right?
Yeah, Ty West talked about this. Is heavily inspired by the Wizard of Oz.
Looks like
So this is going to be a Technicolor, crazy musicals slasher movie set in the First War, I believe. So, Gabe, what do you think of Pearl? 2 weeks. We're almost
2 weeks.
there. Yeah.
Excited for Pearl.
You loved X. You loved X, I think, more than me.
Yeah, it's #1 horror movie of the year for me so far.
Damn.
But-
I know me and you. Oh, go ahead, Gabe. I'm sorry.
No, I was just say Pearl looks exciting. I like Mia Goth for it, so it just looks exciting. You know, I'm gonna go watch it first day.
Yeah, I think this looks great. Victoria, what's your excitement level at for Pearl?
I feel like for both of them as well, I really don't know as much going in. I feel like they're doing a little bit more promo for Pearl than they did for X.
Right. I think
I feel like
too.
maybe I know. I mean, you know a little bit more just by default because of the character in X, but I think it's gonna be cool to see Mia Goth do it again. Like I feel like she's gonna be even more unhinged because that old lady was crazy.
Mia
The old
Goth
lady was crazy.
Yeah.
is such a talented force of nature as an actress. She could do anything. She was
Yeah.
great in Suspiria. She's great in this. I really enjoy her whenever I see her pop up on screen, and this looks like it's going to be the role that defines her.
Mhm.
This version of Pearl, not the old lady version or her character that she played, because she plays two characters in X.
Pearl is the character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not going to play. I'm not saying the older version of Pearl or what was her Maxine,
Maxine.
right? Okay.
Maxine.
I think the young version of Pearl is going to be the thing we talk
That
about.
bitch.
Going, wow, that is like Annie Wilkes level,
Yeah.
Kathy Bates performance. I think she looks amazing in this. And what I love about this is it truly does look like a Technicolor movie.
I was gonna say
It has the bright
colorful.
colors. She has the dance number with the Scarecrow. You see the gator kill. It looks like there are hints at it there.
Right.
It has a name, which I don't even know if it had a name in the first movie.
For X.
Yeah,
No.
the gator's her pet.
Oh.
In this in the trailer, one of the TV spots. But the movie looks gnarly. It looks awesome, man. It really does. And I know critics are seeing it, I think, this week. So we'll hear some word on that soon.
Yeah,
Just get
I'm
this
gonna
out
see it this
already.
week.
You're seeing it this week?
Yeah, I'm part of the critics.
Oh yeah, we should be getting our press passes soon. All right, so that was Pearl. Victoria.
So soon.
I
Like,
know.
X was just what, March?
March was X.
And to think, like, we had no idea this thing was happening until we sat down in that theater, and it's like, boom, there's a sequel.
Also, it's coming out this year too.
Yeah, and also it's coming out this year.
Yeah, like a week later, like, oh yeah, we got a sequel coming out. It's Pearl. We shot it
And
back
it's
to back
filmed.
with X.
All right, Gabe, this is something you've been excited for. I've not seen the show, but you have.
Yes. Listen, we shit on DC's for the past couple of weeks, and I told Tony today, I was like, you know what, we got to give them some props, and this is us giving them some props. One of their best animated TV shows that they have going on right now, so I'm definitely excited for season 4 of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I love the shows from the beginning. I've been following it since it was on DC's own little streaming platform. When it moved over to HBO Max, followed it. Like I said, I love that show. I think it's a great animated series that DC has on their hands.
People love the show. It's been so popular. I have not watched it yet. I think I saw I saw the first episode, and I just was watching so much. It was around the pandemic, and then I just didn't catch up.
Right, they're quick 20-minute episodes, and what I love is, and you know how you have that love for Batman. In a weird way, I have that love for Harley Quinn. I just love the character so much, and she's grown so much over the years, from not just being Joker's sidekick, like in a cartoon show and stuff, to being her own person, her own woman in a sense, without the need of the Joker. Like, you know, and it's funny is because she's coming to that realization both in movies, in the comic books, in the cartoon show, even in the video games. She's, you know, they've made her into her own person, not just like an extension of the Joker, which is awesome. Yeah. It's awesome to see her growth.
I agree. We got this version, which fans love. This might be the definitive version. I think everybody is like crazy over. And
right.
Like, I know so many people that are just happy that Zaslav did not give this show the axe, and it's sticking around.
Right. Because this version you have the Margot Robbie version, you know, because she has the pink and blue ponytails. And then she wears the red and black outfit with the booty shorts.
Yeah.
And then what's awesome about it is that they make fun of Batman. They make fun of like the heroes. Like DC has given the writers to this show like creative, you know, freedom to do whatever they want. So they make fun of Batman. They make fun of Superman. They make fun of all the heroes. So it's just great to see.
Yeah. I'm with you in that. I got to catch up on the show. You know, when I'm making my mission, I really do. And I'm going to sit down. I'm just going to binge a bunch of episodes. As soon as I'm done with Only Murders.
It doesn't hurt that Harley Quinn is in a lesbian relationship with Poison Ivy. So.
There you go. Is
this the one where she's voiced by Kaylee Cuoco?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and I know Tara Strong, also iconic animated series, made that role so iconic. So I got to catch up on this. I've seen clips that have made me laugh, and I just got to sit down and.
You know what's cool? You have a cool cast too around her. You have like King Shark. You have Dr. Psycho. You have Kite Man. Kite Man was hilarious. If you know, you had Condiment Man also.
I know a bunch of people that love Venture Brothers have talked about this is like the closest thing to that show too. And then like I know it's got that Adult Swim flavor. Again, I just got to sit down and I got to check this out. Season 4 on the way.
Season
Gabe's
4,
excited.
Yes.
So we got that going. Hey, how's it going, man? We got Chad showing up in here. We got a few more that joined us too. But let me reference the chat real quick. What did we see? What's going on here? All right, Blake. I thought that was a Wizard of Oz remake. It really does look like Wizard of Oz, man. Chris was mad next, hoping Pearl's better. Fair.
I feel like for me, I might like Pearl better.
I think I'm going to end up liking Pearl better. I think it fits the aesthetic of the movies that I love, if that makes sense. Yep. And I like what they're going for, and I see the subtle references to this Depression-era Hollywood. And I go, you know, it looks like it's so tongue-in-cheek about it, and it's going to be making fun of those things and be a commentary on X and just make for the perfect double feature. You get the standalone film and then the villain origin story, and I think that's so cool.
I'm just going to go against the grain and just say I'm going to like X better already.
Of course you are. Why wouldn't you? All right, Victoria, what is next?
Possible Nope sequels, but also I think it's going to be like from what I was reading, maybe like the same being entity, but like different times when it's there. Maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories about
I feel like
this.
that's what I saw.
Right. Jean Jacket going
I don't
around
want to spoil it.
wherever it was, it's been, you go watch this movie
Jean
now.
Jacket.
I was going to say Jean Jacket. You're not going to know the context anyway. Gabe, what do we think? Are you interested in another, let's say, not a sequel, but another story set in this world?
Yes, except not in a way that you would think. I think I would be more excited if they did like a mockumentary, maybe documentary style of what happened on set with the chimp.
That would be Gordy's home, man.
Gordy's home, like a Gordy's home mockumentary, documentary style. I think that would work really well. I would be excited for a sequel like that. I don't think I need another creature sequel for it. But you know what? It's Jordan Peele. At this point, he's earned the benefit of the doubt with what he's done. Maybe he could make it work. I mean, I think out of all three of his movies, Nope works the best for a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Nope does. Nope has something there where you can explore. I don't know if he wants to do it. I mean, clearly the
cast does.
Clearly the cast does. Clearly he said he wants to explore something within the world. He didn't really elaborate more on that, but I think it would be cool. I think your idea would be sick. And I think so many people are obsessed with the Gordy's home scene. It's one of the most riveting scenes of the year. Everybody nonstop, whether you like the movie or not, talks about the scene. And that scene is insane. And it's probably the scariest moment in the movie. So I'm with you on that. A mockumentary or something of the sort, something about that would have been sick. I think that would be really cool.
Right. Or and I know he's on TV because of that TV show he produced. I forget the name of it. Unsolved Mysteries. Was it Unsolved Mysteries?
He produced Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone. Okay.
Yeah, he did Twilight Zone.
So he could do like a TV show for one of these companies and sort of do like a Gordon's Home TV show in a sense.
That'd be cool.
I think people would be down for that. That was one of my favorite shows in the 90s, man. I loved Gordon's Home.
I also, would like to see maybe, I mean, I guess it's kind of like the Gordy's Home, but like Jupe and how it came to be with what he's doing with it.
Jupiter's Claim. Yeah.
They didn't do too much about why he's doing it.
Like a Jupe story. That would be awesome.
Yep.
Probably the best character in the movie. Such a flawed person who has been a part of tragic events and can't seem to like get out of those events. He kind of like history kind of repeats itself in a sense. Are we freezing, Gabe?
No, you're not freezing. You're just 8-bit. You're just 8-bit, Tony.
8-bit. Jesus. Either it's solar flares, like Blake said, or those motherfuckers at Cox got a lot of explaining to do. All right?
Fucking Cox.
Cox Cable. They suck. And we get the highest package too. I don't know what's going on the past few days. All right.
Your Cox is high. Is that like the highest package in Cox?
Yeah, it's the highest package. All right. What's next?
Lindsay Lohan was cast in Irish Wish, which is a rom-com at Netflix. She's going to be the lead. New partnership with Netflix. There's also another upcoming title that we don't know yet. So I guess she's her diving back into it.
Yeah, this is her comeback tour. Gabe, me and you talked about this. She signed a deal with Netflix. Movie coming out this year. Irish Wish is coming out next year. And I don't know if she has anything else part of that contract, but they're banking on this as like a bam, like she's back. And she was marketed as the new face of rom-coms when she was leaving her teen years into adulthood. And then obviously she fell on hard times. And she's back. She's clean. She's sober. She's ready to work. And they've made a big marketing push with Lindsay Lohan being the face of these new movies. So what do you think of this? Is the romantic comedy guy?
Also, quickly, she does have another upcoming title, but they don't know what it is yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I heard about this way back last year, where she was filming actually. So I think that it's going to be the one released this year. It is a Christmas time rom-com, which I am all in on. Listen, if one thing about me, if you don't know, is that when holiday season rolls around, I am watching all those cheesy holiday rom-com movies that Netflix and Hulu puts out because I just love those. I don't care how cheesy it is. I just like them. Was it
you that loves Last Christmas? I swear that was you, right?
It really was good.
Last Christmas was amazing.
Okay, that was you.
Yeah,
Dave does love it.
With with Daenerys Targaryen, she's awesome in it. Yes, I like Christmas time rom-coms. I like, it puts me in the holiday spirit. No, but Lindsay Lohan coming back to do these, that's great. I think that should have been her logical stepping point after like the Mean Girls era, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen type era. Like she should have gone into. She was already America's sweetheart, but she just needed those rom-coms to cement herself, and then she could have started from there on to do other like drama stuff, like how most actresses go, right? So I'm glad that she's finally healthy and sober and that she's able to do these movies. I mean, it's great for Hollywood when Lindsay Lohan is back in tow.
So I would say Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, and Shia. Shia LaBeouf was banked as the next Tom Hanks. Steven Spielberg said, "This is the guy. This is the guy that's going to be the next big star." All three of them were being banked as the next big star. I love Lindsay Lohan. One of my childhood crushes with Sarah Michelle Gellar, I would say, and I think she's so talented. I love The Parent Trap. That's such an underrated family movie. She's got charm for days. She's got the chops. Her being back in a Christmas romantic comedy, come on, that's all you need to know. That's
Right.
That's it. I don't care if it's on Netflix. I'll watch it either way. And this is perfect for her to be back in the spotlight. She's been nothing but positive and talking about this journey of being back. And now we're going to see her on the screen, and we're going to be able to watch a new movie with her. It feels like 2005. So.
And you know what's good about the Netflix movies is that she doesn't have to worry about the burden of trying to carry a movie to like box office success. Like she doesn't have to sit there and look at the numbers. How much did my movie make? Because we all know Netflix doesn't release numbers like that. They just said it's the number one movie of the week or whatever. And even then, they could even lie. Who knows what their number one movie is if it's truly their number one movie? Because they could just lie and place it as their number one movie. But it's very unassuming for her, so she doesn't have to worry about her box office job. Like, let's ease you in. Let's go with streaming. Let's do this romantic comedy.
I agree.
That's a good idea.
These Christmas movies for Netflix always do well. They do very well. They did the Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2, and those did crazy good for them.
Right.
So I think the numbers are going to be great either way, and I think so many people are going to be interested. The casual viewer, because they're going to be, oh, new Lindsay Lohan movie. What has she been in? And then they're going to see what she's up to, and if the movie's really good.
The Princess Switch. Those are good with Christina Miliano.
Sure. Gabe knows all about these. We just got to do a big video. And Blake even says it. Gabe's a big old softie. Gabe loves these movies.
Vanessa Hudgens is on a lot of those for Netflix, too.
She is.
She is. All right. What is next?
Francis Ford Coppola is Megalopolis. Oh, my goodness. Cast Talia Shire, Shia LaBeouf, Jason Schwartzman. Yeah. I don't know too much about this either, so I'll let you kind of take over for here.
Yeah, so Frankie's got a new movie, Francis Ford Coppola. Great wine company, too. He's up in Northern California in his vineyard. Anyway, he's been working on this movie for a long time. It's got a crazy budget. It's like $100 million. It's huge. And he's got pretty much his whole family in there. He's got his nephew, Jason Schwartzman. He's got his sister, Talia Shire.
Where's Nick Cage?
Nick Cage, he's always, he had a great story wanting to work with his uncle, and his uncle just flat out refuses to have him work. I think he wanted to be in The Godfather 3. He wanted the Andy Garcia character, Sonny's son, and he just wouldn't let it happen. I think the big news here is clearly this is a section of the show I think we're getting into that might be a bit controversial. And I'm going to try to dance around and really try to approach this in a level-headed way.
Show me your salsa.
Shia LaBeouf is doing the comeback tour. This is the second or third time he's doing a comeback tour.
Third.
This is probably the third. Shia is an immensely talented actor. He's funny. He's got charm, but he's got bad issues. He's got really bad issues with drinking and, let's just call it for what it is, hitting women. And he was in the news for that. 2 years ago for hitting Twigs? What's her name? FKA Twigs. And 100% he claims that he did hit her. And now he's going to be facing action in court for that. And that's something that he's going to have to do. And that leaves it to the audience. Do we accept him coming back? Are we okay with that? I mean, this is a dude that clearly beat a woman, headbutted her. I mean, he did some terrible things. He went to rehab, and he claims he's found Christ and all those things. And that's good for him. It's good that he's found something to hold on to life with, and he has a kid now, and blah blah blah. Gabe, what do you think of this? Because this is the big story here. It's not that Francis Ford Coppola has a big movie with an amazing cast. This cast is huge. Everybody's in this movie because they want to work with Francis Ford Coppola. But he does have a knack of kind of having some controversial casting choices every so often. Casting somebody that you go, why are they still making movies? Shia has kind of become that guy. And there's a lot of people that do not want to see him have another chance. What he did was terrible. I want to put that out there. What he did was terrible. Mm-hmm. But Gabe, what do you think? What is your take on this?
My take on this, and like you said, it's going to be controversial because my take is not going to be the most popular take, to be honest. And I may get canceled for my thoughts, but I think that if you get casted and if you do the arts and all that, and you do your apology tour, Hollywood is all about second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances.
Right.
It's
look at Sean Penn. Sean Penn's he's done a ton of things.
Look at Sean Penn. I'll use this one as one of the worst examples, right? Roman Polanski. He had to flee the country. I'm sorry, this is just my stance on it. I think it's worse. I think being a pedophile is worse than hitting a woman, in a sense. And I don't condone hitting women, okay? Don't get me wrong.
It's a terrible thing.
It's a terrible thing. If you're going to compare the two evils. He fled the country, and people, A-list stars, still wanted to work with Roman Polanski, that they were willing to go to Europe to work with Roman Polanski.
People that we like. People that we mentioned on the show.
Right.
To go work with him. Yeah.
The same way that people... Now they're saying, I would never work with them. But the same way people knew what Woody Allen was doing in the 80s, the 70s and 80s, and people still want to work with Woody Allen. And I don't care how many times Lady Gaga or whoever wants to say, I regret working with the person. But guess what? You did. So you didn't regret it at the time being, and you got your money. So now that you got your money and you did your role, now you say you regret working with the person. It doesn't work like that. The same way Silva from Jeepers Creepers, he still kept getting work. Powder, Jeepers Creepers 2, he's getting paid for Jeepers Creepers 4, whatever the thing is, because he sold, whether he sold the rights or he licensed his rights, he's still going to get paid for that.
He's going to get money off that, yeah.
So Hollywood has a long-standing history of working with people that are not, up to par as far as, what we would expect, out of our, movie stars or what have you. At the end of the day, they're still human. They're still people. They have their mistakes. They have their faults. Do I like Shia LaBeouf? Listen, from Even Stevens to Transformers, I've enjoyed it. Holes, like you said, he's an incredible, gifted actor. He definitely has some demons. I thought he was back when he did Honey Boy and Peanut Butter Falcon. I love those two movies. And now on this apology tour, he's come back that said, "Oh, Honey Boy, my father didn't really treat me like he did in Honey Boy." Okay, cool. So now you're adding into a liar, and you just lied about your past, and you made your father seem to be some sort of monster. Awesome. But like I said, I am probably gonna still probably see this movie.
He makes it difficult, doesn't he? Because he's done these horrible things, and now he's coming out, which is a different approach. Because usually people try to come back and go, I hope people forget about what I did. But he's coming back and he's apologizing for these things. He's going to court. Clearly, on the John Bernthal podcast, he said, I hit that woman. I hurt that woman. I did these things. I know what I did. My wife took me back. I know I messed up.
Which his wife is Mia Goth, I believe.
His wife is Mia Goth. He had a baby with Mia Goth. So this is a tough position. This is a tough thing. And I think it's just time. I mean, Victoria, what do you think? What us just talking about it as a woman, Shia LaBeouf?
I mean,
what do you think of that?
Put her on the spot.
No, I don't mean to, but I want it to be just us talking, and then she's quiet, and we're going, yeah, he deserves another chance.
Podcast.
It becomes one of those bro podcasts, and we're just like, yeah, bro, he deserves another chance.
I never felt any particular way about Shia LaBeouf. To be honest, I really didn't even notice that he left the spotlight. I knew he hit her whenever it first came out. and like really thinking about it, I mean, he's gonna come back into Hollywood no matter what I say. Clearly,
Right.
he's already back. But like with having friends and family members who have like survived severe domestic violence, almost losing their lives, I really don't want to see his face too much. But I mean, what can I do? He's still
Yep.
gonna come back into
No,
Hollywood.
And that's
I
fair.
agree with you. I think that
And-
domestic violence is terrible.
And there's also the part of me that thinks, he's coming back. He's getting this redemption. What about FKA Twigs, who's still, probably traumatized from this?
Right. He's
She
going to
has
have
see she has to see this guy everywhere. And, oh my God, he didn't mean it. He's on this podcast. Where's her podcast?
he's going to
That's
have
my
the
thing, too.
underdog story. He's going to be in the spotlight.
Exactly. But what about her?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it from that angle too. Like, is she going to be on John Berthel's podcast? Is she going to have a comeback? She has to see him everywhere, and that's not easy.
She could come on our
tough
show.
part.
She could come on our show.
We should.
We should have her out.
You're on
Just like,
here.
yeah, fuck
This
Shia
is your
LaBeouf.
platform.
No, but like I said, this is a very crazy because he's been in the news over the past weekend over everything. And I want to jump into the next thing real
Because,
quick. I don't want
to
to talk over too much of Shia, but I think it's clearly the comeback story is already happening. It's going to happen. The general public is going to accept him back. But I think most people know what he did is terrible. What he did was terrible. And it's going to be hard seeing movies with him. Is he a talented actor? 100%. And I think it's something that Hollywood needs to work on is how we deal with
It's sort of like
stars.
it's sort of like Ezra Miller in a sense, right? Ezra Miller also has done some things that like make you raise your eyebrows. Like, okay, you're gonna, kidnap this person and do breaking and entering and do all this crazy stuff. Like, at some point, these people need to be held responsible. And once you're out, I feel like you got to be you have to be out. Now again, it's hard, right? Because you do your apology tour, you say you're sorry, you say that you're a born again Christian, you play the Christian card, you play the religious card, you play the rehab card. There's just so many cards that these people get to play. Like, I can't. Let's say I'm involved in domestic violence, right? I'm not that I never would, just setting that straight. But let's just say I do. I don't get to play any card because guess what? I go to jail. I serve time in prison for domestic violence. Like, I don't get to play any card. These guys are so privileged that they get to play all these cards. And
another one I think is like, okay, John Berthel, I don't know if he forgave him on the podcast, but I know John Berthel did call him out.
John Berthel, I know. Sorry, Victoria.
No,
I just want to reference real quick. I know a lot of people are mad at John Berthel for having him on. John Berthel did call him out on the podcast. He straight up told him, "I don't know what it's like to hit a woman, but you do," and that's where Shia LaBeouf said, "Yeah, I hit this woman." So I'm sorry, Victoria. Go ahead. I just wanted to give that
context. I didn't watch the whole thing. I think you did, but like, that's the kind of the same thing. Like Gabe said, these people are privileged. Like, okay, FKA Twigs, all these people forgive him. Okay, I guess it's okay then.
Right.
You're welcoming back. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Right.
Like, that's what it's like. Imagine being her.
It's a slippery thing. It's the Mel Gibson.
It's a very slippery slope, and a lot of people would tell you, oh, you have to take, you have to separate the music or the art from the artist itself, and it's hard. A lot of times it's very hard. As a big fan of hip hop music like I am, and hip hop music is very misogynistic, I would say.
Yes.
With hitting women, doing all this other stuff. So it is very hard to sometimes listen to those lyrics. As much as I love it, do I listen to them? I do. But these rappers, also have been, in jail. Some of them have done time. They have all claimed to do all these things in their songs. Do they do it? I don't know. That's in their private life. Stuff hasn't come out. But I will say, like, you take Michael Jackson, right? You take R. Kelly. It's like, do you not enjoy like Michael Jackson's Beat It or Billie Jean? It's hard to separate sometimes.
Sometimes it is, yeah, especially music, because there's so much about Michael Jackson and R. Kelly did that shit. I mean, who are we kidding?
He's in jail.
He's in jail. He did it. Like,
I don't think he's never coming out.
But yeah, I think with Shia, it's that case of he clearly did it. Now he's owning up to it, but it's not up to us to forgive him. It's up to what's her name? FKA Twigs to forgive him. And that's hard because that's real. This person could have murdered.
But see, here's the thing: is like she's gonna even though she doesn't. I mean, eyes are gonna be on her. because
Yes.
he called her out publicly on the podcast.
Yep.
And so eyes are going to be on her, and if they ever interview her, it's like, oh, do you forgive him? And she's going to be put on the spot, like, okay, what am I going to do now? Like, they put me on the spot, they're asking if I forgive this person.
She
What am I
shouldn't
going to
have
say?
to forgive him.
No,
I-
exactly.
This person headbutted the
Exactly.
shit out of me.
All right, exactly. But the people, people are stupid enough to ask her flat out, like, "Oh, how do you feel about this?" Like, whatever her feelings are, right? Obvious, it's her feelings. Like, she doesn't need to come out and state whatever it is. You
Mhm.
know, sort of like I wish that he would have kept his shit, like not said like whatever it is that he said about hitting her or whatever. Like, you know what, you hit her. Everybody knows that you hit her. Like, you don't need to come out and do this show. You could talk about anything else. You could talk about fatherhood. You could talk about going to rehab. You could talk about going to AA. You could talk about your newfound
to film.
Christianity, coming back to
Right.
film. Like, okay, you didn't have to talk about you hitting her and then naming her in the podcast to begin with.
Right. So yeah, this is. Let's move on to this real quick, because I know we've spent a lot of time on the shy stuff, and I know we wanted to get to this. So I'll just name it real quick. This brings us into the "Don't Worry, Darling" shit going on. There's a lot. This movie looks great. It truly does look great, and I had high
Now
hopes
I
for
don't know
Olivia
how good it's
Wilde.
gonna do though.
But Gabe, I know you're familiar with the drama. We've been running it down with you.
See,
Shia LaBeouf was supposed to be in this movie.
he was
Way back 2020. They were getting ready to gear up to do this. Weeks before he got canceled, I guess. And he was seen as this abuser, right? He was gearing up to do this movie. We
right.
got new evidence showing that, well, I quit this movie because I didn't have enough time rehearsing and I didn't get along with Florence Pugh. And Olivia Wilde does an interview claiming that she had to protect her cast and crew and
Yep.
couldn't allow Shia LaBeouf to do this movie.
She
Well,
was protecting
Shia
Florence,
is on
apparently.
the apology tour, right? Shia can't risk having the public see him in negative light anymore. He's owning up to his shit. He can't have this too. So
He
goes-
showed the receipts.
He showed the receipts, and it
Like,
does not
flat
look good.
out makes Olivia Wilde look like a liar, because he's like, listen, and he showed the emails. He like released like the voice message, and he was like, look, there she is begging me to come back, and she said in like the
While
text
driving.
message,
While driving, yeah.
First of all,
right, and then she released the text message where it's like, listen, I'll talk to Flo, and I don't care that she's uncomfortable with whatever. I want
Right.
you in this movie.
an
Like, I
insane
don't.
statement.
Right. I don't care if she's uncomfortable. I really don't care about her, and we'll talk to her. And I really want you to be in this. And then Flo comes out, and she's not doing any publicity for this movie.
Nope.
She's like, no. And then the only thing that she's released is saying that she hated being part of this movie because Olivia Wilde will go on and like nobody could find her while on set, because she would be off making out with Harry Styles and just canoodling with him the entire time while they were filming. And she's like, I didn't like being that. So now Florence is talking bad about Olivia Wilde. Shai is talking bad about Olivia Wilde, and Olivia Wilde
is
just
jeopardizing multiple people's careers.
There's a lot
Right.
of rumors and a lot of things swirling out. What we know
What
right
about the
now
Harry
is that
Styles?
Olivia Wilde is caught on audio and on video lying. And it does not look good in Hollywood because it's all about honestly, it's about image. And it is about image when you're promoting a movie. You're the face of the movie. You're promoting this thing, and they're pushing her as the director, the next face of Hollywood, right? She does
Right.
Booksmart, big hit. She does this movie, and she did something else that was controversial. To add on to this was that she's worked with plenty of shitty directors, and she wants to learn from that. And it puts all these other people that she worked with in the past in the spot, because who are you calling shitty? Because that's something that you should never do, is just tell in an interview
said that?
your peers they suck, and she learned how to make a good movie because they made bad movies. She said this today. There's a new article today about this. To add on to this controversy with Shia LaBeouf and Florence Pugh, who is only going to the Venice premiere of this and not promoting anything else after that.
But
Right.
also, it also makes her look immature in a way, because now think she was willing to make Florence Pugh uncomfortable, but now she's like got her boyfriend upset. Now she's making everyone uncomfortable.
This does
And not
two
being a present
things.
director. She's also in the movie.
She's also in the movie.
Right.
One, Chris Pine is able to avoid all this drama like landmines. Like the guy
don't
is, like,
care.
is absent in all of this. Good for him.
and then not forget one of the reasons why, besides her making out with Harry Styles all the time, don't forget that at that time she was still with Jason Sudeikis.
Yep.
And she was cheating on Jason with Harry Styles. And so that's what started making Florence feel uncomfortable because she knew she was cheating on Jason. And it's like, okay, like that. Olivia Wilde is just, no pun intended. She's wild.
She's wild, and she's also said some crazy things about Jason Sudeikis in recent interviews too, because of the whole subpoena thing. We totally forgot at CinemaCon she was served subpoena papers for.
Someone said it's going to come out that she served herself papers.
Yeah, it's wild. It's crazy. She is a mess right now. Talented person, talented director,
beautiful person. She's on the list.
I think she's got Harry Styles at gunpoint because he's the only one promoting this movie.
He is the only one promoting this movie, and I think
she's like.
The sad thing is this movie looks very good.
It does look really good.
Stepford Wives. It looks great. I love Florence, or Miss Flo that she calls her. But
Miss Flo.
I guarantee you, it doesn't matter what the quality of the movie is. It's got a lot. People are going to give it bad reviews. The reviews are going to come out and they're going to be middling. If anything, they're going to be middling because a lot of people do not like the fact that she lied. And she had to lie about Shia LaBeouf out of all people who's already got it like... You don't have to lie about this guy. Yeah, like the fact that he was able to one up on you. Come on. Like,
well, you know what? I think Shia. Here's the thing, right? I would say Shia learned his lesson, right? He kept his receipts. He's like, all right, I'm going to keep this. Like, who would think that? Like, right? Like, I'm going to keep this because just in case something were to blow up in my face. And sure enough, there they go. And they try to blame him because he's an easy target right now.
He's an easy target right now because of what he's done.
Right? Because you can't really blame Flo, right? You can't blame Florence. She's like a darling right now in Hollywood. She's in everything. Right. So who else do you have to blame? All right, we're gonna blame Shaq. And then he's like, all right, here's my receipts, here's my email, here's a voicemail. She wanted me back.
Here's a whole video.
But here's the thing, all of this is unprovoked. Olivia Wilde could have just said nothing. She's the one that said, oh, I had to protect my actors from Shia LaBeouf because of how he is, and he's
all
too
the article had to say was Harry Styles is joining this film. That could have been it.
Like none of this had to happen. And why would you do this weeks against the premiere of the movie?
Her movie's out this month.
The movie comes out this month.
I think the week after Pearl.
The week after Pearl.
Like the 23rd?
It has such hot buzz right now. And people are excited. Harry Styles fans are excited. Florence Pugh fans are excited. People that really liked Olivia Wilde's last movie are excited.
Booksmart was great. It was funny.
It's a funny movie. It's a great film, and she was really flexing her directing style.
Stepford Wives fans?
I guess the Stepford Wives fans out there, but this movie has been marketed. I got to tell you, marketed wonderfully, and all that down the drain, done. And I don't know why she keeps talking. And this goes back to what I said about Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips found himself in a similar hole with Joker, where he wouldn't stop talking, and he kept talking. And more people's going, I don't like this movie. I don't think I want to like this movie. Luckily, Joker was Joker, and it was able to make $1 billion
because it was Joker.
Because it's Joker. But he kept talking, and I don't understand why they do. Just stop talking.
Just stop it.
Just please,
shut up.
Stop talking. And
who's
Olivia,
your publicist?
She looks bad right now. She needs a new publicist. She needs a new agent. She needs to just stop. Like, take a break. Come out and
Harry
apologize.
Styles, if you're listening, stop her.
She hasn't done anything flat out terrible, right? Like, she didn't commit a crime. She hasn't done anything like that. She's talented.
Morally, though.
But she's got to, just like, dude, stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
She's probably, Hollywood's going to probably put her in a timeout for a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And she'll come back and apologize.
She'll come back and do an apology tour.
Damn, we still got a lot.
I know, we got a lot to cover.
We might have to.
All right, let's speed run this. Victoria, what is this?
I don't even know. Oh, John Krasinski's If with Ryan Reynolds and Steve Carell's begins filming.
New Krasinski movie. Gabe, what do you think?
By him?
We go real quick then, right? We go back to why he's not going to be in the Fantastic Four. Is he really wants to direct? He really wants to do his own projects, and here's proof of it. You know, anything with Ryan Reynolds and Steve Carell, I'm gonna watch.
Yep,
I'm gonna watch. I'm excited. I love Quiet Place 1 and 2. I think 2 is just
2 shocked me.
Man, next level. I thought his directing in that was just, there's a couple of sequences done in one take, and the ending, everything was just really well paced. I love part 2 a bunch. So when it comes to him directing, I'd rather him direct than play Reed Richards, because I get more cool, unique John Krasinski movies. Anybody can, another great actor can go play that role, but not everybody can direct a Krasinski movie. So
no.
Cool. We got that. Victoria, what is next?
a new Halloween kill ends. Oh my god, there's so many image. And I just want to quickly say I've seen speculation that this might be the other character that they're saying, he kills someone on Halloween night while he's babysitting or something like that. But just because they said the suit looks plastic, almost,
I don't know. It's Corey Cunningham, the new character.
That's what his name.
Right?
Yeah.
This is his mother. That's the mother.
Oh, that's
character.
the mother.
That's what I'm hearing.
Really close.
Mother.
Gabe, what do you think? Go ahead. What do you think of this image, or what's your excitement level?
Nothing. I have no excitement
I feel
level.
nothing.
I feel nothing about Michael Myers and how you guys know this. I am even keel when it comes to like Halloween news. It doesn't excite me. I don't get depressed. I go to see Halloween for the kills. I don't care about nothing else about this. I just want to see some cool kills. If there's some cool kills, I'm gonna say it's a good movie. That's all my interest movie in any Halloween movie is.
Fair.
I'm more fairly invested in Jason and Freddy movies.
Fair. Victoria?
I think out of all the three of this trilogy, I'm excited for all of them, but I think this one might have my least excitement, only because I'm nervous, and I don't want fan service, but I want to be satisfied with however they end it, I'm nervous that I'm not going to be satisfied.
I'm nervous. I like the crew. I've liked their work. I think David Gordon Green does great work with character dramas, and I think he's done a solid job with Halloween, and we'll see if he's gonna bring it to an end. Chris has got a theory. I don't think Corey Cunningham is the kind of copycat. I think it's someone else framing Corey.
Framing Corey.
Sorry, interesting theory. I think that might pan out. Well, I guess we'll see.
It's interesting.
My excitement keeps going down by the day with this movie. I don't know what it is. I just think it's the discourse and
Join the dark side on
dude. It's just
Halloween.
like people constantly have like video updates all the time over nothing, and they're arguing about it constantly, and they're upset, and then other people are upset at those people for being upset, and just like I just want the movie to come out, be over with. If it's good, I'll be happy. If it's bad, I'll probably still be happy because I watch all the other shitty ones anyway. So it's just like I'm still gonna fucking watch it. Like still gonna probably see it multiple times. Oh, this is bad, isn't it? But then you watch it every other Halloween. So it had like it's got Michael Myers. I want the kills.
I want to feel
new John Carpenter score. I know Victoria is probably a bit more excited than me. I love 2018. Thought the kills was fine. I thought it was good.
2018, I was like vibrating in the seat.
Yeah, I loved it. I love 2018. I think kills is passable. I think this one, I haven't seen much footage to go off of. I know a lot of the stuff that has leaked. I've seen most of the leaks. So I know exactly, I'll tell you the truth, a lot of plot points and stuff. But I mean, you got to see the movie play out itself, right? And see how they deliver it. And I know they're tweaking the edit by the day. But I just think I'm not excited about the conversation with this movie. And I think like when you talk about this or Star Wars or something, I'm just like,
people are ready to hate it.
And she's like, I'm going to watch this and not give my opinion. And that's it. But the image does look cool. I mean, it's Michael Myers doing Michael Myers shit or the copycat. We'll see. But I'm honestly more excited for what we have coming up, which I'm stupid. I should have put it first because we've been going on and on and on. But we got a couple of things to get through.
Might have to skip some.
I know. Gabe, real quick, did you check out the Medieval trailer? What did you think about that?
I did. I don't know. It looks gory.
It's not a violent ending.
There's some violent scenes in this.
It is. The trailer makes it seem cool. Also, I thought it was really awesome with the trailer that they played hip hop music in it.
Yeah.
Something that you don't see, medievalness, and it's usually some rock or metal. This time
always metal.
Yeah, this time they used some hip hop, and I was like, all right, I dig this, but it looked really brutal. I'll probably end up seeing it.
I like Ben Foster. Who else is in this movie? I saw some what's his name? Matthew Good. Matthew Good is on TV right now with The Offer. He's a great actor. Looks great in this. Michael Caine. So yeah, I thought the trailer was cool. I've been interested in this movie, but it's kind of been coming under the radar. So I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna see it. Maybe matinee. We'll see. But it's got my interest.
We'll see how good. We'll see how good it does because with House of the Dragon out and the Middle Earth, whatever Lord of the Rings stuff.
The Rings of Power.
I don't know if the public is ready for a third medieval movie to be out there.
They're too busy arguing about the other medieval shit.
Right.
And they're too busy crying over Rings of Power, so like they won't even notice this movie coming out. All right, Victoria, what's next?
Horizon has Michael Rooker into the new Kevin Costner Western film. There is already a lot of people in this movie. Jenna Malone, Alejandro Tatanka means. Sorry if I butchered that. Sienna Miller, Sam Worthington, Luke Wilson, Jamie Campbell Bower, who I believe was the guy from Stranger Things, right?
Correct.
One of them?
Correct.
And also Thomas Hayden Church. So big cast.
Big cast. Kevin Costner back in directing. I know he's directed a little bit of Yellowstone, which is a big hit show. People love that. It's huge. But he hasn't directed a movie since what? What's that movie? Open Range, I think. What is it?
I don't know. I thought you were going to talk about that.
I've never seen Yellowstone, but I know it's popular and I know it's successful.
My parents like it.
Gabe, what do you think of the cast? Are you have any interest in this? Do you like his other directorial work? He did Dances with Wolves. That's a big one.
That's a big one. What's the one male one in the water? Freaking
Water
World. Yeah, where he's a postman and the water. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, there's the movie The Postman too that he's in.
Oh, I don't know. Listen, I you know me, I'm not big into westerns. The only person on this cast that excites me is Jenna Malone and the guy that was in Narcos, Mexico.
Yeah.
Those are the only two that would excite me, but I'm not a big western guy. I mean, my favorite one is Tombstone. So I don't know if I need to see Kevin Costner in another western movie. It's probably a good for streaming at some point.
Yeah, I think it'll find its audience. I think people really
it does.
Like
people love Kevin Costner in westerns, Yellowstone, Dancing with Wolves type stuff. You know.
Yeah, he loves doing this thing. So, and he also tells his son to kill people in Man of Steel. So there's that. I'm kidding. I know people get mad when I say that. All right, Victoria, what is this?
Nicolas Cage is in the next A24 film. Is it called Dream Scenario?
It is, yes.
Okay. I thought that was just a quote from you.
I think it's called Dream Scenario, yeah.
So nice.
Ari Aster producing this.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah. That's Tony's pet name for you, Dream Scenario.
Dream Scenario.
Gabe, what do you think? I mean, we've been high on Nick Cage.
We've been high on Nick Cage 2 weeks in a row. National Treasure last week, and now A24. You know me, I'm high on A24 as a studio. I think for the most part, they make really great, interesting, original movies. And Nick Cage is in the fold, and it's like he was never gone.
Yeah, and he's got the Dracula movie coming out next year too, where he plays Dracula in Renfield. So, thumbs up. This is cool. I like that one. But this is one I want to get to. And again, I should have put this at the top of the show, and I stuck it in the middle. We should have started off with this. But Victoria, what are we looking at here?
Pinhead serving is what we're looking at. It looks cool.
We have such sights to show you. And we also
she can show me all the sites she wants to. All right.
It's giving everything.
The images they released. They showed a couple of other Cenobites. I was going to put them on there. I didn't. There's one called The Mask. Man, this movie looks insane. And we don't even have a trailer yet. But I'm just excited. I'm just excited about it.
Is that also this month?
October 7th, I think. Something like that.
Something like that on Hulu. Which is, like I said last week, I think this movie is getting... I don't think it's getting the attention it deserves from like the general public. It's going to be another Prey where it's everybody's like, oh, it's on Hulu. But Prey was just amazing when you saw it, and I think Hellraiser is just going to do that. It's gonna infuse new blood into the series.
I agree. And David Bruckner has done great work. The Night House was creepy. It was creepy, and it was like unsettling.
Right.
The second half, slower film, but that second half was so unsettling.
And of course, people are going to be mad because you have like what they would consider a female, Pinhead. But in the original books, she's androgynous. It's an androgynous being. It's not male or female. It's just a hell demon. It's a Cenobite. They have no genitalia, I guess, or gender.
Yeah, but she looks interesting. She looks very scary. Yeah, the thing in her throat and just like all of it looks otherworldly. And that's what I like about this.
And then how cool, Pinhead has, you have the guy from Slipknot that was inspired. So, I mean, Pinhead's so iconic, and it's just exciting to see them back, which again leads me back with I want Freddy back. So just let's get Pinhead going.
Yeah.
He's back.
Something I like about David Bruckner is he really knows how to delve into addiction and isolation and the character study stuff. And what they've put out there is this is a person, the character in this movie is dealing with addiction, and she discovers the box and she starts messing with it, and the Cenobites come into the fold and her friends get involved, and all that sounds interesting, and it's a unique angle, and I like it.
Sounds like Evil Dead.
Evil Dead one.
There
Evil
we
Dead
go.
one. But those were aspects in Evil Dead that made you root for the characters, and it brought something unique and real and interesting. And I think this movie can do that. And these guys have wanted to make this forever.
And sort of like the first one, the guy, the uncle had,
yes.
I believe he had an addiction. I forget what it was, and he was living in that house. So.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great. It looks awesome. Victoria, I know you like the pictures too. I mean, we were talking about it.
She looks cool.
She looks great.
Anything that makes men mad.
Yes.
How do you
I've seen nothing but positive.
How do you rate Pinhead in your thing of horror icons? Do you have him as a A-lister? Is he down on your list?
You know what I do? I was thinking about this the other day because the image of Pinhead, so many people know it. Even if you've never seen Hellraiser, you know that image. You know it. You just haven't seen.
You haven't seen Hellraiser?
We're gonna watch it for Tuesday.
I'm gonna get shamed again. I haven't seen any of them.
You gotta at least watch the first two. First two to first three.
I was gonna say we should watch one tonight or soon.
We're gonna watch it. We got Leo coming out, so we gotta watch it.
Oh yeah, I have to.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments. But I
share with the class because you laughed at the comments.
I would rank at least top six. Top six, I would say. Anytime you see like a knockoff horror poster that has all the villains, he's always there.
He is.
Like Scary Movie, wasn't he on it?
Scary Movie things, yeah, all these things. Like he's always on there. So like
he's in Dead by Daylight.
He's in Scooby Doo. He's in an episode of fucking Scooby Doo, man. Like he's popular.
He's in my top 4 for sure.
So that's fucking that's Hellraiser. Looks great. We still got a good amount to go through.
Good lord.
Yeah, let's do this. This is a new Henry Selick film, right?
Wendell Wild.
Yes. Key and Peele, October.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
you can tell who's playing who, probably, right?
Of course. And Henry Selick has been working on this for a while, and he had a movie over at Disney that Disney just pulled the plug on while they were almost done with it. So Disney pulled a HBO Max on him. And everybody, you obviously know his work from Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peach, Coraline. I love this guy. I love his work, his stop motion work. Gabe, what do you think about this? We talked about it, I think, a little bit, maybe a couple of months ago.
Hey, listen, I'm a big fan of stop motion animation. I think it's a lost art. We talked about it with Guillermo del Toro doing his Pinocchio like that. So anytime that they bring back stop motion animation, it's going to be fairly interesting to see. I'm not a big Wendell guy. I don't know what's going on with Wendell, but Key and Peele being back together again, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this. I think we don't have footage, but we have a couple of screenshots and whatnot, and I think it'll be interesting. Here's something I think we'll all be happy with.
Billy from Hocus Pocus 2. It's the same actor whose name is slipping me at the moment.
Doug Jones. Great guy. Jones. He gave me a huge hug one day.
Is he not?
Really nice.
Mike Jones. Wrong show.
Love him in Hellboy. Hellboy 1 and 2. He's a great character actor. He's the Bye-Bye Man for the fans of the Bye-Bye Man.
Thank God y'all didn't let me talk, because I was going to call Pinhead Doug Jones, the original dude.
Oh,
Doug Bradley.
Doug Bradley?
I was like, why do I know that name?
Listen, Doug Jones looks great here. Looks like Billy. I'm liking how Hocus Pocus 2 is looking. I've heard really good things about it. And it's got a bunch of talented people involved. So, Gabe, what do you think? We got a lot of spooky season, like family movies and TV shows coming out.
It is. I'm excited to see all these like family spooky movies by myself.
Damn, man. We'll do. You know what we'll do? We'll watch it together. We'll do a watch along. That's what we'll do. All right. So we got Hocus Pocus 2. We got one more. Let's run it down real quick.
Pale Blue Eye, the first look at Christian Bale in the Antler director's Netflix movie, directed by Scott Cooper, who, like I just said, did Antlers, which was really good. 2022, 2023, something like that.
So 2022 going to be in select theater. 2023, January 6th, it's going to be on Netflix. This is a gothic horror film series of murders. Christian Bale plays the detective, brings Edgar Allan Poe along with him to solve them.
Oh.
I like the sounds of this. Seems like Sleepy Hollow, from Hell, movies like that. Antlers was sick. Antlers had some grotesque things going on, man.
Did.
Guillermo del Toro worked on that too. Nick and Tosca from Channel Zero. So, Gabe, what do you think of this?
I love the Edgar Allan Poe angle that they're taking. That's really cool. Anytime you could bring somebody from the literary world that's so iconic, and jump-started, Gothic novelization, that's awesome.
Yeah, I
especially to bring it to like the new masses, the younger generation. Bring back Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, because the last time you had what's his face, John Cusack with the Raven.
Cusack in the Raven. Yeah.
That was
I don't think I saw that, but I do remember the marketing. That movie was marketed a lot. Like they were really pushing it out there.
Right. But yeah, I mean, bring back Edgar Allan Poe and Christian Bale.
Christian Bale's gonna be great. This movie's it looks awesome. I'm really excited for this, and I also loved Scott's last. What was it? Crazy Heart. I really enjoyed Crazy Heart with Jeff Bridges. Yeah. That's a bit of a downer, but it's good. I like it.
That's that music, that country music where he's is he dying?
I forgot. I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
it was good.
Maggie Gyllenhaal was good.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. Yeah. He was like an old guy, and he's like started doing the Maggie Gyllenhaal, like going out with her.
Yeah, he was banging her.
Yeah.
But Pale Blue Eyes coming out December and then January. And then we're going to start closing up here. I know we held everybody hostage that has stuck around with us for 92 minutes. So, Victoria, what are the new releases?
Honk, honk.
Honk for Jesus, and then the Spider-Man No Way Home re-release with some extra footage, I guess it is.
All right, Gabe, I already know you're seeing Spider-Man. You told me that. You excited you got your tickets, or when are you seeing it?
No, I don't. Actually, to be honest, I forgot Honk for Jesus, and I really want to see Honk for Jesus.
I've heard really good things.
No, I'm not a big, Jesus freak, what have you. But Honk for Jesus looks so funny, and I know he's not. I know he's known for more than that. But the dude that plays Randall in This Is Us,
Sterling K. Brown.
Sterling K. Brown. He's a great actor, and the way that this movie, the trailer. I saw the trailer before one of the movies I saw recently. It just looked like it was going to be so much fun. So I may end up seeing Honk for Jesus on Saturday.
I'm going to see it. I don't know if in theaters or on Peacock, but I'm going to watch it.
It's on Peacock?
It's on Peacock, yeah.
Oh,
tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't need to go to the movies now.
Actually, tonight should be on Peacock tonight.
Well, I'm not going to watch it tonight, but yeah.
Tomorrow. There you go.
Tomorrow.
You got something to watch. But I've heard great things on this, and it looks funny as hell. So I'm going to see it. I'm not going to see Spider-Man, the more fun stuff, because I could just watch the movie at home. I don't need a bunch of deleted scenes, and then they get my money to recommission a movie I've already seen.
It's only $3.
I don't give a shit. I'll see Jaws. I'm going to see Jaws this weekend. That's what I'm going to do.
How many times have you seen Jaws already?
But nobody has seen it in IMAX, and that's what I'm going to see it in. I'm going to see it in IMAX.
It's the same story. It's Jaws.
We got more important things than Jaws and re-releases and $3 movies and Nicole Kidman and all the shenanigans she gets into while she introduces the movies that we see, and we salute her, obviously. But my favorite horror movie.
Yes.
Next week, Hellraiser, Leo Perez coming on the show. Hopefully we get a lot of people watching this because I think you're really going to like what we're cooking up. This is pretty much interview podcast style. We're going to break down the movies, why they're important, why people love them, why our guest loves them. And we got a ton of fun people coming on again. Leo Perez, we got Not That Bad, Good Real Hunting, Chad. I know he's got a great pick. I'm excited for that one. We got Blood, Bath and Beyond. We got Destiny from Fear Freaks, and then Cody Leach as well. So I think people got to tune in on that. I think people are really gonna like it.
Yeah, people are gonna love it. Definitely our Tuesday show is gonna be blowing up for us. I
think it is. I think, guys, watch the Tuesday show. I think we do a lot of fun stuff on there. You could watch the past few episodes. They've been a lot of fun to record. But I am pumped to talk about just a bunch of weeks in a row, like 9 weeks in a row, just straight up horror movies. And then the dates in between that you don't see, we're going to pick one or two, and we're going to talk about our favorites, whether it's, who knows what it's going to be. It's going to be exciting. And announced the movie a week ahead. So, next Tuesday is going to be Hellraiser.
Yes.
And tune in with us for that. It's going to be awesome.
Yes, sir.
Gabe, anything else you want to say, or Victoria, before we start wrapping up the show?
No, but if anybody's any interest in TV stuff, Mike, the show on Hulu about Iron Mike Tyson is actually great. The third episode just dropped last week. I've been having so much fun watching the Mike Tyson show. So
yeah,
another guy that could have gotten canceled and he came back.
Somehow he came back. Yeah. Man, what am I watching? Only Murders Left in the Building. I finally started watching that, and everybody was in the hype train about it. Finally turned it on. Super funny. I really love Steve Martin and Martin Short. They're great together in this. She-Hulk, obviously, and I think I'm going to check out Rings of Power, see what all the discourse is about, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, make sure, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, shoot us a comment. It helps with the algorithm. It really does. Just say I love Gabe. Write that. I love you, Gabe. Do that. He appreciates it. I appreciate it. And we appreciate you, for the people that tune in and just make the show.
And we could have a staring contest.
Yes, you can have a staring contest. So without further ado, here is our goodbye and the closing intro. See you
on Tuesday.
See you on Tuesday.